Hello. It's a somewhat hot day today, so you may hear my fans. Apologies. So it's late spring. Archaecephaly fought a couple battles here, one against Indies, which I guess we can watch Greeks get killed. Whoa, actually, they did that super efficiently. Did they take any losses? Yeah, just one guy. That's amazing. They got really lucky. And then, here is Archaecephaly trying to take this desert from Phaecia with a very small bit of troops against 10 PD. Same amount of PD Phaecia put everywhere. I'm not really sure they could do this. Are all these guys... Oh my god, they're all crippled. Or limping. Jesus. Well, it doesn't help that half of the army is walking while the other half is fighting. They're all here now. Amazing that the Prophet spent this whole battle doing nothing. What was he doing? Why wasn't he casting Smite? Servant of Courage, Holy Avenger. He's just sitting still. What was he scripted to do? Did he survive? Yeah, he did. Oh my god, 13 blood slaves! And a nice chunk of gold. This is a fantastic event. I'm not saying this is going to make Archaecephaly blood-enabled, but this is pretty good. This is definitely a reason to go luck 3s to get blood slaves every turn. More income. He finished his fortress, and his medics are working to recover afflictions. And this army's got a lot. He's going to try for this province now. And this province had a Windspire. That's cool. So, what was his... It was... I guess he was casted to claim life, but I guess he was out of range, so it wasn't working. Sad. Oh well. He probably should have been on advance and cast spells. This may have worked more than just cast spells, but he's building a temple and building a palisade here. This is a lot of gold to suddenly dump on this province, especially since Agartha is now bordering you. This is extremely risky, and I don't know if I would do this. Like, starting a war over this? Like, he's got 15 PD. I mean, if I was Agartha, I would of course not attack anybody, because I've got no units. All my units are dead. But, as far as like a one-turn impact could go, this is pretty big. This is a lot of gold you'd be deleting in one battle, should you win. Including a Prophet and a Mage. Not bad at all. But I doubt Archaecephaly would let that slide. Oh, he is building a lab here now, so that's good. I guess maybe he just misclicked. And he's researching Thaumaturgy 2 still. He's going to have his Astrologer out next turn. We're going to see some Hippaspists. Hippaspists? Hippaspists? I don't know. Anyway, I don't like these units at all. I think they're way overpriced for the quality of unit that you get. Like, why not just make a hoplite, right? I mean, these guys are faster. That is important. But they still kind of have high encumbrance. You know, their combat speed isn't that good. I guess morale 13's solid. Alright, these guys aren't bad. I adore having long-range weapons. I always want to enable my troops to have repel checks, so I always prioritize longer reach stuff. But these guys aren't. I mean, they're not terrible. 14 map move, actually. That's pretty fast. especially along our road system here. Although the snow is really hurting Archaecephaly's ability to move around. It's not something I considered in Pretender creation before, but this snow is actually inhibiting everyone's movement. Yeah, snow gives +2 every time. Looks like he's sending a priest and a mage over here to this province. Perhaps he is interested in building on it. And yes, we can see Marion did recruit those mercs. What's he doing over here? Making another mage. I think he's the very first player to start making a mage outside of his capital, which is on turn 14. Pretty slow, pretty late to the game, but hey, he's doing it. That's good. And he's going to be able to make mages from this fort too. That's pretty big, actually. It remains to be seen if this position up here is holdable. He's going to try for this province. Looks like it'll be pretty bloody. And he now is aware Ulm took these lizards, which is a disaster for everyone in this game, that Ulm has these. This is a huge power spike for him. Anything else of note? I mean, Archaecephaly is looking pretty big. He's got a lot of provinces now. His gem income is also very good. Really, it's just his research sucks. It's really not good at all. But he's got big armies, and he's got a lot of land, he's got a lot of infrastructure, and he's starting to build up his mage corps, which is exactly what he needs to do to win the game. I like all of his expansion movements. I think they're all pretty smart, but except like this should be taken too. Maybe he'll get over there eventually, but really he should not let Ulm take these. At the same time, Ulm should have taken these a long time ago. Like, they're in your cap circle. You should definitely secure all that. Looks like Archaecephaly's got some pretty good intel on his neighbors, though. He's familiar with Agartha, somewhat, and largely all of Ulm is revealed. He could realistically count up the number of provinces Ulm has. Although he doesn't know 45 is Ulm. Strange. Well, he will next turn. He is recruiting an indie here. He's recruiting Ictiads. No, no, don't do this. No, don't. These guys suck. They're really bad. Well, I mean, okay, you probably need 30 Ictiads to beat these guys, so, and you're making 2 of the warriors a turn. You need a few of these guys for their nets, but, like, that's a lot of turns of build-up to eventually take this province. Like, if you're gonna spend that much time, just, you've got water mages, don't you? Aren't mystics water mages? Yeah, you've got water mages. Just, give a shambler skin to this guy, give him a sword, give him a vine shield, give him like a frost brand or a fire brand, because apparently fire brand works underwater, which is very weird to me. And he could probably solo expand with a vine shield. Maybe you need like a resilience item. I don't know. I've not tested this. I'm just thinking out loud. Like maybe with construction 4, you could give him a vine shield, a frost brand, and shambler skin armor, and maybe he could solo expand underwater. That's not a tested statement at all. That's purely a guess. Maybe he was site searching with this woman and I just clicked her off. Anyway, not much else to say in this turn. It's a pretty good turn for Archaecephaly, and it looks like next turn's going to be pretty good too, apart from this, which was insane. By the way, this movement was orchestrated by both these players. I don't know if I mentioned this already, but this was like an agreed takeover that Archaecephaly would take this province, and Archaecephaly knew that there was 10 province defense here. So that was just a little unfortunate that he didn't bring enough to take it. Probably needed twice the troops that he had. So Jack has claimed the... Listen here, Jack, sorry, has claimed the Throne of the Moon. And he found 2 magic sites here. He found the Garden of Frozen Flowers and the Endless Caverns. Wow. Ulm is raking in the water gems. Amazing. 3 water gems a month. Unprecedented. And now he's got this, getting more water gems a month. This one province is providing 3 water gems. That's insane. And an astral pearl. And an earth gem. Crazy. Super lucrative province. He's moving Bob the Builder over here. Maybe to go here, or maybe to start building over here. Really, these guys are expensive. And since they're cap only, I would give them a mild bodyguard. It's not like you are lacking for Ulma's troops, right? Where are these guys going? Just over here, and this guy's going over here? Oh, we've got Emperor Trajan, Mike Haddock, famous Mason, and Bob the Builder. So we're going to get Trajan's Wall and Bob's Wall all at the same time. Doctor Doom and Darkness. I love that. Can Ulm just win for having the best names? Or at least bothering to rename all of his guys? Cannibal Steve. So yes, he took this province with the Lizard Shamans. He can't do much here yet because he needs a lab and a temple, but if I were him, I would immediately start putting down a palisade. Granted, it looks like he's going to put down 3 palisades next turn, so that's really going to chew into his income. He's making more knights. Lots of smiths everywhere. Ulm is in a fantastic position. Really, the only thing I criticize and have been for some time is he just needs to send out his armies to take these provinces because they're his. No one's going to stop him from taking them, and he can just get bigger. But this move is very smart. He's moving to take these lizards again, and if Archaecephaly lets him have this, this is insane. Archaecephaly should not let him take this province. Absolutely not. I'm not saying it's worth going to war over, but it's worth Ulm going to war over. But Ulm should never have even got here in the first place. Like, Archaecephaly should have saw these and just immediately beelined to snag both of them away from Ulm. What is he doing with his god? He's moving over here. I guess he's just going to site search with his god, which is fine. And he's sending his prophet back home. We'll have to see what he's going to do next turn. Nothing else he's doing. And Marignon, so this will be an exciting turn. He tried to assassinate a Colossi Storm Captain whose bodyguard showed up. Presumably this doesn't go well for Marignon. Both the javelins missed. He lightning bolted him, but he only took 1 damage. Wow, he rolled a 19 on 2 6-sided dice. What? Okay, well he lived, but he got stunned. So his defense skills in the toilet. Yeah, it just slashes him, bisects him. So the one Marignon assassin has been slain, but he got a lot of value. He killed a lot of stuff. He was definitely credit to the team. And here is Fascia sending his raiding party to the south to hit some light Marignon PD. Got some lightning bolts coming down too. The lightning bolts getting some kills. But they clean that up without much trouble. Impressive that the commander actually got 2 kills. Apparently his 1 crossbowman in this battle retreated successfully. And here is the big battle that we all wanted to watch. Here is Fascia sending this guy 40 men against this. This is definitely the biggest army. This is the biggest clash we've had in the game so far. All of Marignon's knights, a huge PD dump. Mercenaries are not here, though, so I guess mercenaries get hired after battle resolution. So we'll see who wins. I mean, I think Marignon's probably going to win this, but maybe Fascia could cause some real casualties. He's casting Lightning Bolt on these heavy cav. Yeah, the Knight Shield really coming in big here to block all those attacks. And unfortunately, the southern side of the Fascian army just buckles, or the Knights just run around it and immediately go for the commander. And the leadership just gets eliminated. With a large majority of the army still in operation. This is also a big reason why these Knights are so strong, is they could just walk around your units or punch a hole in your lines and go straight for your commanders. So yeah, this was a disaster. This was the biggest defeat Fascia's faced all game. This is, what? This is about 1,000 gold down the drain, and Marignon lost 50. Extreme value for him. These are the types of victories he needs to keep winning these wars. Granted, this was a lot of money invested in PD, which probably wasn't necessary at all. I think these Knights could have handled it on their own, but that's alright. I get it, they're rare, they're expensive. You want to keep them around. And then here he is trying to attack the Onyx Priestesses, so we can finally look at these Amazons. They're not very good, right? I mean, they've got high stats, but their damage value is pitiful. Very, very poor damage. However, the Nightmares are much scarier. They have 2 attacks, very high defense. And this is the mage you can get from this province. Not like the most useful thing for Marignon, but death is cool, definitely, to get. So we'll see if he wins. He casted Bless, but he missed one of his knights. Looks like he's not casting it a second time. Which really sucks that this guy's just not blessed. Casted Decay. Did that connect? Yeah, no, it looks like it didn't. Looks like it missed. Yeah, and because that one knight died, the other 2 check for morale and run because their squad is below 5. If that one knight got blessed, he definitely would not have lost this battle. If his knight didn't miss the bless, he would have won, for sure. God, what a disaster. Did they at least retreat? Okay, they retreated successfully, so not the worst thing. But there was no reason to lose this battle. Just one more casting of Bless would have secured it. He found 73 gold in Marignon. It's cool. Finished a fort in Bogatin. So it is now pretty sturdy. And looks like... Is there anything more? No, he bought these mercs. Let's see, what did he pay for? Paid 450 gold for Maceman. How sad. So let's see. He is taking all of his stuff and moving down here to 101 in Dunma. And he's moving 2 strike teams up into these provinces. This one is... maybe the Paladin can do it by himself. But this one I think is pretty strong. This is good. This is exactly what I think Marignon should have been doing from the start. Very smart play by him. He's site searching over here in a province with no PD. He's got this Paladin equipped with a Mercy Brand. I guess for fear. And most of his... What am I trying to say? Most of the units he's built he has on this army. So... Yeah, Marignon's got a large death ball over here, all of it walking into 101, so unless Fascia is moving to this desert, it looks like he's going to be intercepted here at the road by this. Or if he doesn't move, he's going to get hit by this. So realistically, his best choice is to retreat to friendly territory or go for this desert, because this is going to result in a pretty big battle. And we know what's here. He can tell exactly what's here. It's basically the army he just smashed without taking any casualties at all. This could definitely beat it. And this could definitely beat it too. So, yeah, Fascia just doesn't have enough mages with this army to really call it an army. It's not an army, it's a raiding party. He just has to pick where he's going to go here. So I'm curious what Fascia is going to do, especially in response to 2 of his provinces perhaps being taken this turn. But it looks like he's giving up on the Onyx Amazons. His income, Marignon's income's looking pretty stretched at the moment. He's building a Knight of the Chalice on all of his provinces that he can, but he really can't afford that many. But it's all right. He doesn't need that big a raiding party to cause huge devastation. I'd consider giving the Mercy Brand to this guy since he's going out to fight a battle, and this guy may or may not be fighting a battle. Like, the Fear could be more useful against province defense. Just a consideration. Otherwise, great victory for Marignon. Didn't only let a single light infantry run off the battlefield. Amazingly, I can't believe Ulm and Marignon have not encountered each other this game. That's just mind-blowing. Marignon is also privy now to somewhat of Agartha's situation, in that he has an army stacked over here. So maybe Agartha's going to move it. Let's check out. Wrong password. The nation rejoices. The softest, shittiest body has awakened. The god, the bringer of misfortune. Well, before we check out his god, let's watch these indies get curb stomped. Is this finally a battle where Agartha wins without taking untold casualties? It looked like most of his damage was being received via friendly fire. Well, at least half of it was, because the Indies only got 1 kill and he suffered 2 losses. But hey, great victory. A lot of unexpected events. Minus 250 population. 1 unit was cursed, but he got 3 nature gems. That's good. The governor of the province has died from a wasting disease. His incompetent brother-in-law has now taken over the administrative duties. What an awful event. Turmoil, less income, less resources. However, he finished a castle and a palisade this turn. So over here, he has an army sitting on this province doing nothing. Not moving. He is moving this army over here to attack Archacephaly. I think this is definitely enough to beat 10 PD. He's even hiring the mercs, so he's rehiring them, I guess, for 100 gold. And this is his god. I believe I already showed this, but what does he have him doing? He just has him researching. Fair enough. Big research boost with this guy, 35. Nice to get him out, and honestly, it feels like Agartha's territory is... Oh, someone's beeping in the background. It seems like Agartha's territory is a little wild and untamable. Building a fortress over here. I don't know if I would consider putting this much money into infrastructure. Like, he's still making troglodyte slaves. These guys really need to go. They're too much of a drain now. Like, they're the point of usefulness of them is gone. They should be replaced with these attentive statues. Anyway, he is trying for this desert. in Fascia. Anyway, not much to say about this turn. I don't know if I would put so much money into infrastructure if I were in Agartha's shoes. Well, I would, but it would be into labs because I think he's really going to get a power spike from statues, which next turn he's going to have enchantment 3. Yeah, this one spell here is pretty insane. And yeah, it really just gets better. Not much to say about this turn. Looks like he's got pretty good intel on all of his neighbors. He knows where every single player is. So can't fault Agartha's scouting intel at all. He's definitely being very... well, he's getting as much information as he can. But if I were in his shoes and I saw all this indie land and I knew Marignan and Fascia were at war, vulturing some provinces I think is a pretty safe bet, especially this, because Marignan's going to have these 2 provinces next turn. But all I mean to say is gray flags are easy to take. Gray flags won't vendetta you, they won't backstab you, they won't like talk to your enemies and trick them. They just exist to be taken. You know, that's all gray flags want to do, is be eaten. So do that, right? Isn't that an easier idea than what is this? Undead monkeys. How awful. And then vulturing. Like, I feel like this would be pretty easy to take over. Anyway, Fascia's turn. Fascia got another 200 gold deposit from Marcus Hethley. Very nice. Finished Thaumaturgy 2, importantly. He has Mind Burn now. We know all these battles. However, we don't know how his water campaign went. The first underwater battle of the game. These guys are pretty intense underwater, and Ichthyeids are not very threatening at all. You can see the nets hit them, and almost immediately they broke out of them. Do the Ichthyeids have poison? No, they don't. Yeah, so he wins that battle. No casualties, actually. And here, if he can somehow put a lab and a temple down, he can get Ichthyeid shamans. Not that he'd want these. He already has the magic paths for these, but they are a sacred amphibious mage, which is kind of cool. They're not very good for anything, but he's moving these guys up here to fight Shark Tribe. This seems very sketchy. What is he actually doing? Okay, so Fascia's walking over here. So I think this means he will escape Marignan's assault. I think that is what will happen. And this move is very smart if he avoids the army. I think he will. I think the movement happens first, even if it's to neutral provinces, and then battles result. So I think Fascia's okay. This seems a little precarious to me. Like, Shark Tribe are no joke. These guys have 2 attacks, 2 poison daggers, and they can go berserk. If you watch my Hinnom game, you'll know I got blown out badly by Shark Tribe, underestimating them. Whereas this, well, Shark Knights, huge Kraken. Krakens are easy peasy. This would probably be an easier province. But this is in his cap circle, I suppose, for whatever that's worth. It's underwater, so it doesn't give any real value. Oh yeah, he got this cool event, which is a fascia exclusive. Upholding the ancient bargain, the Gigantes of Black Corcura have mustered their forces. A Locos and his retinue have arrived to the Orichalcon Palace to pledge allegiance to the Queen, which is this dude. A big, giant formation fighter with a golden spear that hits hard, great, very tanky, durable shield. Actually, really piss poor armor. But this is a great little thug chassis for giving items to. He is also a pretty good commander, 80 leadership. He can move very far. He can hit a lot of provinces. Yeah, not really anything bad to say about this unit. He just gets a free commander, and he gets 3 of these guys, which are just slightly worse versions of that dude. Looks like he has them all on bodyguard duty. I mean, I get it. Marignon has assassins, so this is important to play around that. But at the same time, Marignon only has 1 assassin. Unrest, however, in Fascia is growing pretty dramatically. He recruited this priest, but he just has him sitting still. Is that really true, or did I click something? Yeah, he just has him sitting around. Weird. Otherwise, patrolling with a lot of his commanders. I don't think this is enough to actually catch the troubadours. I think the... Well, we can see. Let's see. What's the sneaking value on them? 70. So you gotta have at least 70 patrollers to have a 50% chance of finding them. These guys are very stealthy. He's definitely not gonna find them with this many patrollers. He needs 6, 7 times more, guys, maybe even just 10 times more troops. However, he is building a palisade over here. Finally, at last, he's going to get his first palisade up. If he is allowed to get this up, Fascia will be in a fantastic position. Indeed, all this land that Fascia is taking over here is really smart play, because this is not land Marignon can easily get to. Marignon can take all this. This is all, like, you know, all this clay is up for grabs, basically. Fascia can't do much about it other than hide in his little hole, especially after losing this big battle. That was about 1/3 of his army gone. God, this is almost too intense to listen to. Okay, maybe that's alright. He is finally recruiting his queen, his size 3 queen, who is a pretty good communion master. She gives a lot of very high path magic in your communions, which is the real reason you'd want her over this guy, who's kind of just a better mage for rituals or crafting, but she can go into your communions, which is really the big thing. And she can get higher than these Colossi Weavers can. Not by much, you know, I'm not saying you should make a lot of these mages, but they are a great capstone. So it is good to have a few of them lying around to cast your big Doomsday spells. That said, Fascia doesn't really have any big Doomsday spells. He's going to have Conjuration 2 next turn, and he's overflowing a little bit, so he's, I guess, working towards Conjuration 3. Not a bad, you know, thing to get. Power of the Spheres is fantastic. You know, all the other powers. Really, I mean, if he was just thinking, like, what would be great to go for, Thaumaturgy 5 would get him Soul Slay, and this would be the best spell to start spamming. Just start, like, you know, every cast, a Knight of the Chalice dies. But Thaumaturgy 5 is a ways away in this very early war. But otherwise, he's just researching. He has the best research in the game in terms of research speed. So he does actually have that edge on Marignon pretty substantially. He has a much, much bigger research pool to work with. And I hope this goes well for him, because I don't you know, it's never fun to watch players get eliminated unless I'm eliminating them. But I feel I'm not sure about this one. Is what I'm trying to say. Like, this seems a little sketchy. But these guys are tough. They're really good. So maybe he can do it. Not much else to say about this turn. We will see this province retaken by Marignon, and Marignon and Agartha are going to start really chomping down hard on Fascia. But outside of that, this is more of a laid-back turn than the previous one. Still getting gold dumps, but he's actually not spending that gold. He's hoarding it. Maybe a good idea, honestly. You never know what's going to be around the next corner. So, looks like he's not trying to hire the raiders. Probably for the best.